Hello everyone, welcome back to Name Hero. Today we're going to be going over how to find buried treasure in Minecraft. Let's get into it. The first step towards finding buried treasure is finding a buried treasure map. You can find buried treasure maps while exploring shipwrecks. In turn, shipwrecks spawn in pretty much any ocean biome and are pretty easy to find as long as you're taking a look around any of the ocean near the beaches in your world. Now, sometimes the pillars of shipwrecks will break through the water, making them easier to see at a distance. This one does not, but as I was roaming around the ocean, I was able to see a ton of wood planks while exploring. So let's go inside and take a look. Let's open this first chest here, and inside we have some iron ingots, lapis, emerald, nuggets, etc., but no treasure map. Hope isn't lost though, there's usually more than one chest somewhere in the shipwreck. So if we go over here, we'll see a second chest, and inside is some paper, some feathers, and a buried treasure map. Let's grab it and head back to shore to see what's up. Now that we're back at shore, let's take a look at the treasure map. Now, as we can see here, I am not within the regional barrier of the treasure map. Instead, I have to navigate my way there. As we can see from that white dot in the northwest corner of the map, I must travel southeast to get towards the regional barriers of this map. So we're gonna do just that. As we're getting closer to the treasure, the white dot on my map is getting a bit bigger. This is a great way to tell if you're going in the right direction. The other way to tell is by using your coordinates by pressing F3. As I said, I need to be heading southeast. If you look on the left side of your coordinates menu, this way is facing south, this way is facing east, so the middle of those two is southeast. We're well on our way towards finding that treasure. Finally, I am well within the map's barriers. You can tell because my dot has now turned into an arrow, and I'm getting much closer to the X. Now that we're basically hovering over the X, it's time to dig downward and see what we can find. Of course, you're going to want to use a shovel while digging, as that is the fastest way to get through sand. Ah, the buried treasure is right here. Let's look inside. Wow, we've got some gold ingots, some prismarine crystals, TNT, cooked cod, potion of water breathing, iron ingots, and so much more. But the most important item here is the Heart of the Sea. The Heart of the Sea item is used to create the Conduit, which is a placeable item that you can use underwater. Next, we need 8 Nautilus shells, which you can find by fishing, defeating drowned mobs, or buying them through wandering traders. In my opinion, defeating drowned is the fastest and easiest way to uncover Nautilus shells, with fishing being second and buying them from merchants being third. Keep in mind, this might take a little while, as the Conduit isn't supposed to be the easiest structure in the world to acquire. With the Nautilus shells in hand, it's time to make the Conduit. Grab a crafting table and place the Heart of Sea in the middle, then surround it with the 8 Nautilus shells you acquired. This will craft the Conduit. Now, the Conduit is a much more useful item than you may think, but before putting it to use, we need to build a structure out of prismarine blocks. Start by building a structure kinda like this. Make it 5 wide on either side and make it 5 blocks tall as well. These blocks are important as they activate the conduit's true power. With the structure in place, place your conduit and it will activate just like this, giving you an effect called conduit power. Conduit power is incredibly useful if you're exploring underwater, as it gives you underwater breathing, night vision, and increases your mining speed. It will also attack any hostile mobs that come within its range of 8 blocks. Basically, my conduit is giving me a ton of protection while I mine clay so that I can make some brick. It's a really unique item that's well worth the effort of acquiring it. However, there's one more thing to talk about in this guide before we go. Previously, we only mentioned shipwrecks as a way to acquire treasure maps, but there actually is another way. If you don't feel like searching for shipwrecks or buried treasure by yourself, you can find dolphins and feed them raw cod or raw salmon. Upon doing so, you can follow them around and they will guide you to buried treasure, a shipwreck, or ocean ruins, depending on whichever's closest. These are fast animals and they're a bit difficult to follow, but feeding them is worth the effort. As we can see, this dolphin led me to an ocean ruin. There's nothing super great inside except for a fishing rod with the Unbreaking 2 enchantment, but it's still a neat find. Well, that's about it when it comes to finding buried treasure in Minecraft. Make sure to check out namehero.com for more guides on everything Minecraft, and we'll see you guys in the next video.